Okay, so this video was recorded right after the showcase happened, literally moments after it, so there's a lot of hype buzzing for this video, if you're wondering why I sound so excited. Before you watch it though, I just want to make it very clear that in this video, I do not address the things that aren't answered by the Fable trailer, because let's be real, there are so many questions we're all wondering about this new game. So this is more of a take on what we did see, not what we didn't see, if that makes sense. So before everyone comes commenting going, how were you hyped about this? We didn't know about this. We don't know about character customization. We don't know about being good and evil, etc., etc. I am very aware about this. And like, yes, I'm 100% with you. But this video is not about that. I've got a video coming up in the future, as I talk about in this video, addressing that specifically. So before you come down into the comment section with your pitchforks, understand that this video is just a hype reaction and talking about all the good things we kind of did see in the new Fable trailer. So let's talk about Fable. Okay, so like everyone else, I was sitting there eagerly watching the showcase to see what games we have on the horizon. And we finally got a release window and some more details on the newest Fable. Now, for me, there is still a lot of unanswered questions as to what Fable is going to be, what features there is. I still don't even know about character customization as of yet. So, first off, I thought it looked really good. I think that the world looks beautiful and I cannot wait to dive into Fable. I think they began to show off a bit more of the art style of Fable in this one, and we actually got to see a bit of Albion, which is really exciting. The fact that Albion is returning gave me nostalgia chills literally down my spine. Like, you gotta understand, man, I was so hyped for Fable when I heard it was going to be announced back in 2020. So now that we're starting to see actual details come out and actual gameplay, man, the hype is through the roof. So since we got to see more of Albion, I've got to say, it's looking very good. It's looking very true to the originals, and it does kind of look like what I would expect a photorealistic and graphically improved version of Albion to look like. I think the map is so far one of the biggest strong points of the game. Again, this is obviously very early days, and we haven't seen large segments, but from what we have seen, it looks very pretty, very detailed, and very Fable-y, and that's the most important part. Does it feel like the OG games? I would say yes. We saw more of our main protagonist too. Again, I'm a little bit iffy about the character customization. We've still only seen one hero, and that does worry me a bit, admittedly. But from what I've seen, the facial animations look really good. The graphics on the actual model itself look really good. And I've got no real complaints about how our player is looking. We also seem to have been shown almost a respect system. This was kind of hinted more than directly shown. But it seems to me that they did show a part specifically where the player kind of got a negative and a positive reaction from an average citizen, and I think that's just really cool that they did that. One of my biggest fears about the Fable reboot was the fact that they're not going to bring back enough of the stuff I loved in the old games, and it seems like they really are at the moment. I haven't played Fable 1 in so long, oh my god, I'm so bad. So like, yeah, you know, the return of classic features like the respect system, the landlord system, having families and stuff, that is very important to me. And if we don't see more kind of hints that that's all coming back, obviously Fable's kind of dead in the water, to be truthful, because that is what you want to see. The last thing you want is a game that doesn't even have half the gameplay mechanics of the decade-old titles, but I don't think that will be the point. We just haven't seen all of it yet. I think music-wise, they've done a really good job. I think it all kind of sounds like how I would want a Fable to sound. I think that it has that very almost comedic, Fable-y tune behind it, and that's definitely something I love. We got our first look at some weapons too. We seem to be going back to the bow and arrow stage of the time period, which I'm personally for. I think that even Lionhead admitted this back in the old days of Fable, that they made too big of a jump with Fable 1 to 2. So it's really interesting to me that they're not going to start exactly where 2 started and get the same situations evolving. They may start earlier back and instead not do such big jumps. I think this leaves them open to, if they want to make a sequel, they can innovate in ways that are meaningful without having to just completely skip past the time periods again, or feeling trapped with where they can go with it. I don't know if it's Bowerstone per se that's returning, but we got to look obviously at a city, and it looks really good. We also got to see a castle. Is it Castle Fairfax? I don't know. I'm hoping so. A small part of me wants just the Fable 2 references to be coming like crazy, man. God, imagine if they have stuff like the Spire. If you can't tell, I'm really excited. Okay, Fable 2 is in my top 3 games of all time, and I love the series as a whole. I'd say it's probably my favorite series of games. Even 3 people slander it, I love it to death, so like, the new one that's coming out, I'm scared for it, but it looks good, to be honest. You know how everyone just kind of has that game that affected them a little bit different to most games, that one that really touched home? Fable 2 was that for me. So, the return of this series, it's just so meaningful. Like, honestly, seeing that trailer, it literally almost brought a tear to my Fable heart, bro. I think when the biggest issue about a game, when it's being shown off, is what you haven't seen, opposed to what you have seen, you're on the right path. I think the fact that we are now sitting here going, it's looking great, but is this a feature? Is that a feature? I think that that's just a sign that things aren't off to the worst start imaginable. And most importantly, 2025 release period. Jesus. Again, I've just got finished watching the showcase, so I'm very hyped. But like, the fact that that is a thing, the fact that oh my god, I'm gonna have Fable next year. Keep an eye peeled for more Fable videos. I'm gonna be binge making Fable content now because I'm so excited. I will be making a video coming up talking about what I want to see from Fable in the future because there's still so many questions unanswered. But yeah, thanks for watching this one. See you soon.